Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're doing fantastic today. My name is Tyson here with Repair My Funnel, and today we're going to be diving into third-party integrations for ClickFunnels 2.0. Now, specifically, we're going to be walking you through how to get Zoom natively set up and integrated into the platform, making it easier for you to send contacts to webinars or meetings directly from your funnels, whether it's through an automation or however you plan on using it inside of the platform. But never mind that now. We'll dive into everything you need to know here inside of this video. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and jump over to my screen. Before we dive in, I have something awesome for you. It is our Quick Start Blueprint ebook. It's the ultimate guide for your service-based business looking to get set up online the right way without all the tech headaches. Whether you're just starting out or trying to improve upon what you've already set up, this ebook is packed with a bunch of tips, tricks, and overall strategies that can help you grow your business. You can grab your free copy below by clicking the link in the description. With that said, let's go and dive into the video. All right, starting off on my dashboard here inside of ClickFunnels 2.0, the first thing we want to do is click on Workspace Settings in that left-hand navigation. All right, once we do, it will then bring us to our Workspace Settings page here where we have a new left-hand navigation to choose from. The actual setting that we need to choose here is going to be integrations in between locations and email templates. Click on that directly, and it'll bring you to this page right here. As of right now, there's no external native integrations that I have set up inside of the platform. So this is going to be the first one that we walk through together. We'll go ahead and click on Connect Integration in the center of the screen here. And from there, we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's a few of them that we have to scroll past until we see the option for Zoom. Now that's the one we're after. So go ahead and click on that directly. It should show a little pop-up just like this. It's going to verify your account. It looks like it already pulled the right information. Now, if it does not do that right away, instead of just automatically connecting like it did for me, what it's going to do is show a pop-up that's going to have you verify your credentials, so essentially sign into your Zoom account, and then you have to check off a box saying that you allow the connection between ClickFunnels and Zoom. Once that's done, it'll look just like this, and you'll be brought to your ClickFunnels integrations menu or page here. With that said, and with this all set up, that begs the question, how do you actually use it? And the answer is workflows. Essentially, workflows act as that glue or the middle point between ClickFunnels and any third-party integration. In this case, Zoom is the endpoint that we're actually using here. So if we want to send contacts from ClickFunnels to Zoom, which is the case here, right? You'd need to connect a workflow that has the Zoom integration added to it to either a page or a funnel where someone is opting in and giving you their information for, again, either a webinar or a meeting, depending on how you want this set up. But from that point, it's going to trigger a workflow that's connected to that page or funnel, and then trigger Zoom to send the information that was collected over to its platform. So with that all explained, let's actually just walk through it so you are aware of what that really looks like. Let's go ahead and head back to our dashboard here. And from this point, let's click on the automation tab right here. All right. From there in the left-hand navigation, we'll see a secondary dropdown where we can select either workflows or quick actions. Go ahead and click on workflows and it'll bring us to the workflows page just like this. For our example today, I'm going to walk through both situations here, whether it's for a specific page or a funnel. Now, for the first scenario, we're going to pretend that you're trying to connect to a specific landing page. And all we have to do for that is go over here to landing pages on the left-hand navigation. From here, I'm going to go ahead and hit Command and hold it down on my keyboard, or Control if you're using the Windows, and then just click on that directly, and it should open up a new tab inside of our window here. From here, find the page that you're looking for, or the one that you actually want to connect inside of this workflow, and once we do, we'll just essentially take the name that you see right here. I recommend just copying that from there, and then head back to workflows. All right, now on your workflows page, we're going to go ahead and click on Add Workflow. And it's going to allow you to name the specific workflow so you can keep tabs on everything. We're going to call this page example workflow. There we go. All right, beneath that, you can select the run type. Now for our case, I'm going to leave it as default, which is multiple runs back to back. And then from there, click on create workflow. On the next page, we'll be able to set up our new trigger. The trigger is essentially what is going to cause this workflow to fire. So click on that, and then after that, click on add a trigger. From here, we're going to go and select the event type that we want to use. Now, the one that we're looking for is opt-in. So just type in OPT, and it's going to be the only one that actually shows in the dropdown. All right. After that, leave the funnel selection here absolutely blank. You don't need to add anything there. But for pages, we're going to go ahead and paste in the page that we have copied. And just like that, you should find that the page we have pasted in there will appear in that dropdown Just click on it. Below that, you can choose whether or not you want to allow anonymous contacts. Personally, I like to turn this off. I don't want anybody moving through if they're not actually opting in with a valid email address, right? We want to make sure that actual information is being sent from ClickFunnels to Zoom. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to leave it on or turn it off. It's totally up to you what you choose here in this case. But personally, I like to just turn it off from the start there. All right. After that, go ahead and click on the active toggle here at the very top and then save. Boom, just like that. Our workflow trigger is now set up and enabled. At this point, the next step we have to take is actually adding the Zoom integration to our workflow. So to do that, click on the little plus icon here. Actually, it's a circle, but as you hover over it, it'll turn into a plus icon. At this point, you'll see a bunch of options appear over here on the right-hand side of the screen. Just scroll all the way to the bottom of this selection, and you'll see an option to add a third-party integration. Click on that directly, you should see a little pop-up appear in the center of the screen, just like that, and it will display all of your connected integrations first. All these other ones are still there. You can go in and connect them if you want in the future, but for today, we're talking about Zoom directly. So click on that directly from the selection or the available options on the screen. And at this point, we can go ahead and select whether or not we want to set up a Zoom meeting or a Zoom webinar. If you want to add people to regular Zoom meetings, then just set up a connection right here. Or if you're trying to add a Zoom webinar, you want to make sure that first you have actually upgraded your Zoom account to allow for Zoom webinars. If you haven't, make sure to do that first, then come back here and then set up the connection here between ClickFunnels and Zoom. All this to say, choose the right option for your scenario, right? In this case, I'm going to go ahead and add a Zoom meeting because we do not have Zoom webinars enabled for this specific account. We're going to go ahead and click on set up another, but if this is your first time, then you'll see an option that says set up and enable. Either way, it's going to bring you to this new screen right here. Now on the screen that we're looking at together, we'll then need to select the actual meeting you want people to be added to. In our situation, we're going to go with Friday open office hours. We're going to choose the session. There we go, just the one that is available here in this case. Now these last two inputs are going to be super important because we want to make sure that the data is configured properly, so that way you don't see a phone number in place of an email or a last name instead of a first name, right? Or whatever, any other piece of data. If you click in the input area right here, you should see a drop down up here where you can then select the correct input type or the data type that we're looking for. In this situation, we're looking for first name. Let's go and select that from that drop down and then go and move on to the email option. It's gonna be the same thing. We're looking for email, and just like that, we have everything set up properly. Okay, at this point, go ahead and click on next and then save right after that. Now at this point, we have the full workflow configured and technically it's ready to go. We just have to make sure it's enabled over here on the right-hand side of the screen. When we click on this little button, it should show pop-up allowing us to enable the workflow like so, and it'll show a blue background now and the toggle to the right. Now at this point, whenever someone opts in on this specific page, they will then trigger this workflow that will add them to Zoom. Now that was the entire process for creating a new workflow, connecting Zoom and making sure it's live for standalone pages. But let's go ahead and set this up for funnels, right? Let's go and back out of this workflow by clicking on the arrow on the top left side of the screen. And from here, we're gonna click on funnels in the, again, top left side of the screen. This will then present all of the funnels that are inside of our accounts. At this point, navigate to the funnel you actually want to connect to Zoom, and we can continue the setup process. Now, once your funnel loads just like this, we want to click on the lightning bolt icon directly to the right side of the opt-in step. From this new pop-up that we're looking at on our screen, we can do one of two things. The first thing is going to be adding an existing workflow, such as the one that we just created for the page example, right? Or the second thing is going to be we can go over here and add a brand new workflow. In our situation, we're going to add a brand new one by clicking on new workflow, just so you can see the whole process from this side as well. Now, we're going to go and add a name. From the event types, we're going to go and click on that drop down, and we're looking for the same exact thing here. It's going to be opt-in. You can actually see it right here from that drop down, but if you don't see it, you can also scroll or type it in, just like that. After that, select the actual event type and create the workflow. All right, at this point, everything is going to look exactly the same as what we just walked through for the pages. The only difference here is that we are connecting to a specific funnel step rather than a landing page. A little bit different process there as far as how things are connected, but everything's going to be basically the same from this point moving forward. All right, if you want to add Zoom to the workflow, click on the little circle icon there, scroll down to the bottom of the options, and then click on third-party integration. Just like that, you'll be able to do the whole process we just did, from connecting the meeting or webinar, depending on what you're trying to do there. And it'll show Zoom in this workflow branch. Now, last part, again, just make sure that the workflow is actually turned on by clicking on the little icon over here on the right side of the screen. And just like that, everything is good to go. The integration is ready to fire, and you can start sending contacts over to Zoom. And there you go. Just like that, you're fully prepared to go in, set up Zoom, make sure it's added to your workflows, actually create the workflows, all that stuff. You know everything you need to make this work. If you have any questions around any of the steps we took throughout the process, or just have questions around the platform here, feel free to let us know down below, and we'll point you in the right direction. With that said, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll catch you in the next video.